And welcome to today's video. This is a B2 level ESL lesson, and today we're going to be talking about vocabulary that you can use to talk about skills and abilities. So we're all good at something. What are you good at? Can you play chess? Are you any good at sports? Are you a talented artist? Can you draw or paint? Or do you have a hidden talent? And feel free to share those comments, the answers to those questions in the comments. So here's some vocabulary to describe talent. So Tony has the potential to be a great musician one day. Jeremy is extremely talented at languages. Claudia is brilliant at math and science. And Fatma is a natural at athletics. So here are two helpful structures to describe people. You can use to be plus an adjective plus at plus something, or to be plus an adjective plus at plus an ing verb, something. So to be good at tennis, to be excellent at swimming, to be talented at video games, to be brilliant at history, to be handy at remembering facts, to be skilled at learning new languages, to be exceptional at working with tools, to be outstanding at understanding complicated ideas or running a business. You can also use the expressions to have the potential to do something, to have an ability to do something, or to have a talent to do something. So now we're going to read the introduction to an article, and then you can either pause the video and read this on your own, or you can follow along as I read and then answer the questions. The news is always full of stories about talented people, athletes breaking world records, scientists making new discoveries, or actors and actresses dazzling us with their performances. Even though we might not make the headlines, we all possess natural talents, and we are all capable of learning new skills. What new skill have you learned recently? And do you agree with the author? Are we all capable of learning new skills? Again, you can answer those questions in the comments. And here it also says, many people believe that you need to have luck and talent to be successful. Other people believe that you only have to work hard. What do you think? And again, you can put your ideas in the comments. So the article continues with examples of talented people. So complete the text about Alistair. Before we do that, we'll take a look at the vocabulary words and phrases. To struggle at something is to have difficulty. To drop out is to leave permanently or to quit. Highly means very or extremely. Trade is a job that requires the use of your hands. And if a skill has a practical application, it means that the skill can often be used in everyday life. So go ahead and pause the video, fill in your answers, and then restart when you're ready to check. Alistair Sims has always struggled at school, and at the age of 15 he dropped out. His father suggested that he should learn a trade, and Alistair enrolled in a course to become an apprentice carpenter. Alistair quickly discovered that he was very good at using his hands. He also discovered that he had the ability to understand basic math problems understand basic math and solve problems when there was a practical application. He was thrilled when his instructor told him he had the potential to become a highly skilled craftsman. So a carpenter is an example of a trade. When you think of other trades, things like plumbing, being a plumber, an electrician, a bricklayer, anything that you do working with your hands. And is there a difference between ability and skill? Well, a lot of times ability refers to kind of the natural talent, but a skill is something that's developed with practice. So you can have a natural ability, but you need to develop it into a skill. So now using the language from earlier in the lesson, make some sentences about these people. And you can type your sentences in the comments. You can use these to help you, or other nouns and adjectives as needed. Now we're going to read about Irina Kuznetsova. You can pause the video, read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. When Irina Kuznetsova was at school, she was very shy, slightly overweight, and always the last person to get selected for team sports. This used to make her depressed. These days, she is still shy and still slightly overweight, but she is now an extremely successful food critic. She has exceptional communication skills, and she is brilliant at writing funny, engaging reviews which grab her readers' attention. Today, the media often uses only images of successful people who are beautiful. It's a shame because the media makes young people believe that you have to be good looking and talented to be successful. And so, do you agree with this statement? And again, you can type that in the comments. We have a few more vocabulary words before we continue reading. Administration is the process of running a business. And if you engage someone, you make that person interested. So again, you can go ahead and pause the video and read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. So Ariel Lopez, are you a natural? Some people are born like that. Ariel Lopez is a high school math teacher. His appearance is rather untidy. He is often late for class, and his administrative skills are a disaster. However, he is a natural at teaching math. He is outstanding at engaging his students' interests. He makes his lessons fun and interactive. And even students who have always struggled with math discover that they have the ability to learn the basics. Now, here's some questions, again, that you can answer in the comments. Are you a natural teacher? Do you find it easy to explain things to people in a way that they can understand easily? And do you think that the right teacher can help you discover your talent? Now listen to Harry talk about Richard, and what things does he mention?
Richard was always full of energy when he was little. He loved playing outside, and he was always riding his bike, going fishing, or flying kites. He never had any time for hobbies which required more patience. So when we discovered that he had the potential to become a professional chess player, we were stunned.
Okay, so you talked about riding bikes, flying kites, but also becoming a professional chess player. So read the questions, listen again, and then answer the questions. When Richard was young, what was he full of? What didn't Richard have time for? Which verb does Richard's dad use to say that he realized for the first time? And what adjective means surprised and shocked?
Richard was always full of energy when he was little. He loved playing outside, and he was always riding his bike, going fishing, or flying kites. He never had any time for hobbies which required more patience. So when we discovered that he had the potential to become a professional chess player, we were stunned.
Okay, so when Richard was young, what was he full of? His dad said he was full of energy. What didn't Richard have time for? Hobbies that require patience. The verb that means to realize for the first time is to discover. And the adjective that means surprised and shocked is stunned. And here are a few more questions that you can answer in the comments. What were you like when you were young? What did you like to do? When and how did you discover that you were good at something? Now we'll listen to Richard's dad talk more about his son. He talks about some of these things and what does he talk about and in which order?
When he was 6, Richard was climbing a tree in the garden and he fell and broke his leg. He was devastated because he couldn't go outside and play. He was really bored, and we brought him some toys and puzzles to try and cheer him up. To our surprise, he was a natural at all kinds of puzzles. He had the ability to complete jigsaw puzzles which were designed for much older children. We decided to introduce Richard to some board games. He was good at all of them. One day, we tried chess. To be honest, I'm not much of a chess player, but I know the basics. Richard was brilliant at it right from the start. He was fascinated by the way the different pieces moved. Since then, he has started spending hours playing and replaying games so that he can examine all the possible outcomes.
Okay, so the things that he mentioned in the order. So the first one was climbing a tree. The next one was the injury, falling out of the tree and getting injured. The third one was being bored. Then the toys and puzzles. Then he mentioned board games. And finally, being brilliant at chess. So how good is your memory? So pause the video, answer these questions, true or false, and then listen carefully to check because some of the questions are tricky.
When he was 6, Richard was climbing a tree in the garden and he fell and broke his leg. He was devastated because he couldn't go outside and play. He was really bored, and we brought him some toys and puzzles to try and cheer him up. To our surprise, he was a natural at all kinds of puzzles. He had the ability to complete jigsaw puzzles which were designed for much older children. We decided to introduce Richard to some board games. He was good at all of them. One day, we tried chess. To be honest, I'm not much of a chess player, but I know the basics. Richard was brilliant at it right from the start. He was fascinated by the way the different pieces moved. Since then, he has started spending hours playing and replaying games so that he can examine all the possible outcomes.
Okay, so all of these are false. And the reason why, the first one, he fell out of a tree, not in the park, but it was in the garden. His parents brought him puzzles not because he was intelligent, but because he was bored. He could complete puzzles that were, his father said, designed for much older children. He didn't say at all board games. He said that they brought him some board games, and he was good at all the ones that they brought him. But that doesn't mean necessarily that he was good at every single board game because he didn't try every one. His dad was an excellent chess player. That's false. His dad said that he wasn't much of a chess player, and Richard actually learned the rules of chess right away. All right, so now we'll listen to the final part of the recording. 2 words are missing from each blank section. We'll listen and complete the text. Before we do that, here are a few more vocabulary words. Professional is to make money from a task. Approach is a way of doing something, and adopt is to choose or to use.
He is so talented at the game that he is already able to beat players who are much older than he is. He has started working with a former professional chess player who lives in our city. According to him, Richard is exceptional at memorizing moves and strategies. He is also outstanding at playing a very attacking style of chess, although he needs to learn when to adopt a more patient approach. People say he has a very bright future as a chess player.
All right, so you're going to talk about a talented or successful person. So make some notes. Who is this person? Is this person a friend, a family member, or someone else? What is this person talented at? When did the person discover that they were talented? Was the person naturally talented, or did they work hard to improve their talent? And does the person use their talent in their job or daily life? And is there a negative aspect to the person's talent? And so now you can talk about your talented person. If you would like some practice with your speaking, feel free to record yourself speaking, and you can post it on one of the social media platforms that I've listed in the description to this video. And try to use some of the adjectives and phrases that you learned in the lesson. So good at, excellent at, talented at, brilliant at, handy at, skilled at, exceptional at, or outstanding at something. And the expressions to have the potential to do something, have an ability to do something, or have a talent to do something. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, participate in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.